Good morning, student. Now we are dealing with the topic solution. In this topic, our last lecture is on reverse osmosis and quantum factor. Before that, we have to study the type of solution. There are three types of solution: isotonic solution, hypertonic solution, and hypotonic solution. What is meant by isotonic solution? In this diagram, we can see the isotonic solution. Two or more solutions having same osmotic pressure are called as the isotonic solution. We can see in the diagram that in the middle there is the isotonic solution is present in the middle diagram. In this diagram, we can see the isotonic solution. Two or more solutions having the same osmotic pressure are said to be isotonic solution. For example, 0.1 molar urea solution and 0.1 molar sucrose solution are isotonic because their osmotic pressures are equal. And these solutions have the isotonic solutions. These solutions have the same molar concentration but different concentration in the gram per liter. If these solutions are separated by semi-permeable membrane, then there is no net of flow of solvent in any direction takes place. This is the isotonic solution. Then next is the hypertonic solution. In the diagram, there is a third diagram is the hypertonic solution. If two solutions having the unequal osmotic pressure, means hyper means more, the more concentrated solution which having the higher osmotic pressure is called as the hypertonic solution. Means concentration is more and osmotic pressure is also more, then this solution is called as a hypertonic solution. And third type of is the hypotonic solution. What is meant by hypotonic? The more dilute solution exhibit lower osmotic pressure. Means the dilute solution means concentration is low concentration solution and having the low osmotic pressure are called as the hypotonic solution. What is the hypotonic solution? For example, the osmotic pressure of sucrose solution is higher than that of the urea solution. The sucrose solution is hypertonic to urea and the urea solution is called as the hypotonic. Hence, urea solution is having the lower concentration and sucrose solution having the higher concentration. Next is the reverse osmosis. What is the reverse osmosis? We can see in the diagram. The reverse osmosis, as mentioned earlier, osmosis is a flow of solvent through a semi-permeable membrane into the solution. We can see that the solvents only can flow through the pipe and solute molecule do not enter into the pipe. We can see the diagram of the reverse osmosis. Here red are the impurity and pure water molecule can only pass through that pipe. This is the arrow. This is the discharge drain and flow of that only pure water molecule can take place in case of the reverse osmosis. What is meant by the reverse osmosis? The direction of the osmosis can be reversed by applying the pressure. Here there is the pressure is applied. The direction of osmosis can be reversed by applying the pressure larger than the osmotic pressure. Then it is called as the reverse osmosis. The pure solvent then flows from the solution into the pure solvent through a semi-permeable membrane. This is the semi-permeable membrane. The phenomenon is called as the reverse osmosis. Figure shows, in this figure there is a systematic setup of the reverse osmosis. Fresh water and salty water are separated by the semi-permeable membrane. When the pressure is applied, the osmotic pressure of solution is applied to the solution. pure water, we can see in the diagram that only pure water can pass through the pipe and the salty water cannot pass through the pipe only, and it can be reversed in the discharge drain. The next is the want of factor. So what is the want of factor? Want of factor, it is denoted by the letter small I. To obtain the colligative properties of electrolyte solution by using the relation of non-electrolyte. We can obtain the colligative properties by using the relation of the non-electrolyte. Want of scientists suggest a factor which is denoted by the letter small I. It is defined as the ratio of colligative property of the electrolyte solution divided by the colligative property of the non-electrolyte solution of the same concentration. Thus, we can mathematically written I means want of factor is equal to colligative property of the electrolyte solution divided by colligative property of the non-electrolyte solution of the same concentration. I is nothing but the delta TF divided by T0F means depression in the freezing point, elevation in the boiling point, lowering of the vapor pressure, and pi is nothing but the osmosis. These are four properties which are equal. Where quantities without subscript refers to the electrolyte means upper quantities are referred to electrolyte solution while those below are the non-electrolyte solution. Want of factor is also defined as, and secondly we can also define the want of factor as I is equal to actual moles of the particle in solution after the dissociation divided by mole of formula unit dissociated into the solution means I is nothing but the formula mass of the substance divided by observed value. Then we can also write that I is nothing but the mass, theoretical mass divided by observed molar mass of that solvent. Thus, I is equal to, when I is equal to 1 for a non-electrolyte solution, I is equal to 1. I is equal to means want of factor is 2 for KNO3 solution and sodium chloride solution. Want of factor is 2. Want of factor is 3 for sodium sulfate and calcium chloride solution and so forth. So the colligative property of these electrolytes are therefore twice and thrice respectively as those of the non-electrolyte of same concentration solution. The foreign arguments is valid only for the infinite dilutions where the dissociation of electrolyte is complete. In relativity, especially at higher concentration, the colligative properties of the strong electrolyte and their want of factor value are usually smaller than the expected value. The reason is that the electrostatic force between the oppositely charged ions bring about the formation of ions, and each ion pair consists of one or more cations and one or more anions held together by the electrostatic attractive force. This results to the decrease in the number of particles in the solution, causing the reduction in expected value. Means want of factor, there is the another derivation, means number of the particles dissociated. How many particles are dissociated into the solution? Then we can see the next is that the modification expression for the colligative properties. We know that delta P is nothing but the lowering of the vapor pressure. The expression for colligative properties mentioned earlier for the non-electrolyte are to be modified so that it can be also applicable for electrolyte solutions. So we know that delta P is nothing but the lowering of the vapor pressure, which is nothing but I is equal to I P01x2 is nothing but we know, we have seen this expression W2 is equal to W2 into M1 divided by M2 into W1. Delta TB means lowering of the vapor pressure is nothing but I kbm is equal to I 1000 into kb into W2 divided by M2 into W2. Delta TF means the lowering of the vapor pressure I, which is equal to I kf is nothing but I is equal to 1000 into kfw divided by M2 into M1. And fourth is the osmosis. I is nothing but the osmosis is equal to I is equal to MR. T is equal to WRT M2V. We have seen all this expression in this topic. So what is the relationship between the want of factor and degree of dissociation? We have to find out the relationship between want of factor I and degree of dissociation is nothing but denoted by the letter alpha. As the discussion of the properties of the electrolyte in the preceding section, it is based on the fact that electrolytes are completely dissociated into the aqueous solution. But it is not true. This is only for the strong electrolyte and not for the weak electrolyte. Weak electrolyte does not dissolve into the solution, but it dissociates to very small extent. Weak electrolyte involve the concept of degree of dissociation means alpha. Means strong electrolyte dissolve into the solution while weak electrolyte does not dissolve into the solution. So what is the relationship between quantum factor and degree of dissociation alpha? Suppose consider a weak electrolyte AxBy that dissociated into the aqueous solution. Suppose Ax and By did dissociate, it gives Xa is the cation means positively charged ion and Yb minus it is a negatively charged ion. Initially 1 mole of this we have taken. At equilibrium, degree of dissociation 1 minus alpha is equal to 1 mole. X dissociate into the solution. X degree of dissociation is mole and Y it dissociation degree of dissociation is equal to mole. If alpha is the degree of dissociation of electrolyte, then mole of cations are how the cations are dissociate. Alpha X are the cations dissociate and anion how many alpha Y are anions are dissociate at the equilibrium. We have dissolved just 1 mole of the electrolyte. We can see that only 1 mole of the solution we have to dissociate. And alpha 1 mole of electrolyte, initially alpha mole of electrolyte dissociate and 1 minus alpha mole remains undissociated. Means alpha are dissociated and does not dissolve is 1 minus alpha moles at equilibrium. 1 minus alpha mole is does not dissociated into the solution. So we can say that the total moles after dissociation is equal to 1 minus alpha plus X alpha plus Y alpha. Hence, we can write this equation also as 1 plus alpha n minus 1. n is equal to nothing but X plus Y. The moles of ions obtained from the dissociation of 1 mole of electrolyte means want of factor is equal to actual moles of the particles in the solution after dissociation divided by mole of formula units dissociate into the solution. Means I is nothing but the 1 plus alpha n minus 1 or alpha. We can write that alpha means degree of dissociation is nothing but the I minus 1 divided by n minus 1. So in this topic we have to cover this solution topic here. On the next topic, third topic we have to discuss later. Okay. Bye.